Hello. Welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to read Nesma Buys the Beans. Story by Andy Smart. Illustrated by Walid Tahir. Nesma lay on her new bed, listening to the morning sounds and smelling the smells. One smell was missing. What was it? A voice made her jump. It was her father.
"Where's my breakfast?"
That was it. No beans cooking. Was her mother still asleep after the long journey? Her mother called out, "Nesma, wake up! Go and get some beans. Hurry, girl!" Nesma found her slippers. She took the money from her mother and a plastic bowl for the beans. "But I don't know where to go," she said. "You'll find it, Nesma," said her mother. Her mother called again. "Haven't you gone yet? Then take this one too. He's getting under my feet." Little Ali came tottering out. "Come on, Ali. Let's see what we can do," said Nesma. Do, said little Ali. There were cars everywhere. She couldn't see anything else. Then she looked up and saw a woman leaning on a balcony. "Which way is the beans shop, please?" Nesma asked. The woman stuck her arm out, pointing down the street. Nesma pulled her little brother along. There were so many people and so many cars that they had to walk on the pavement. It was different back home. There she walked in the middle of the street, and everyone knew her. A man was carrying a sandwich. Nesma could smell beans. She must be going the right way. "Excuse me," she said, "is this the way to the beans shop?" The man pointed over his shoulder. He didn't say anything. His mouth was full of bean sandwich. The sight of the sandwich made Nesma hungry. Would the beans in the shop be as good as her mother's? Her mother always made delicious beans for breakfast, but that was back in the village. Then she saw it. Two teeming crowds of people. Over their heads she could see the top of the great round bean pot. "Look at all those people," she told Ali. "Doesn't anyone make breakfast at home?" Home, said little Ali. "Not yet," said Nesma. One of the crowds was smaller. Everyone was holding up their money and shouting their order. 50 piastres of beans, please," said Nesma. She held up her money and a woman's hand took it. Nesma then held up her bowl to get the beans. But the hand dropped a piece of paper into it. "What's this? Where are my beans?" cried Nesma. The hand pointed towards the big crowd. "Oh dear," said Nesma. Dear, said Ali. Nesma looked for a way through. Everyone was waving their pieces of paper and shouting, "An egg and pastrami with pickles, 2 moussaka and a mashed potato, 3 falafel and a fried aubergine." On one side of the crowd were a few women. She kept near them. She couldn't see anything. 50 piastres of beans! 50 piastres of beans! She shouted at the top of her voice. No one heard her. 50 piastres of beans, please! She held her bowl and her piece of paper as high as she could. Please, shouted little Ali. It was no good. Nesma was too small. No one noticed her. Her arms were tired and she was getting hotter and hotter. Suddenly, the bowl and her piece of paper were snatched from her. Then the bowl appeared again, passed from hand to hand over the heads of the crowd, full of steaming hot beans. They smelled just right. "Thank you!" she shouted. "Thank you!" The crowd parted and everyone looked around. Now Nesma could see the man who was serving. He had pieces of paper between his lips, sandwiches in both hands, and was serving customers as fast as he could. His face was shining with sweat. For a second, he stopped what he was doing. He looked at Nesma and smiled. Then he took the pieces of paper from his mouth.
Hello! Who are you, young lady?
He asked. "My name's Nesma!" she shouted, although she didn't need to shout now. "And this is Ali."
Enjoy your beans, Nesma, he said. They're the best in Cairo. Ask anyone. Hope to see you again soon.
"Soon, soon," said little Ali. The man started serving his customers again. "Come on, Ali," said Nesma. She took his hand. "It's time for breakfast." The end.